Hi guys, my name is Savannah Urian, and we're going to be talking about functional analyses today. So the first topic I want to talk about is why we do functional analyses. Kind of what is the purpose of them? Why are they important? Why do we conduct them in our professional practices? So there's a couple different reasons that we conduct these analyses. So the first is to essentially determine the function of a behavior. So we want to find out if these behaviors are happening because of one of our four functions. So if you remember the acronym, everyone eats, there's four functions of behavior: escape. So escape from demands or aversive situations, avoidance of those kind of aversive situations, attention. So whether that's attention from peers, attention from our staff, access to tangibles that are often preferred, and then possibly an automatic sort of reinforcement. That kind of means that it's sensory motivated. We want to determine the function of these behaviors so that our interventions in the future can be functional based interventions. These interventions aren't going to work for us if we're doing interventions willy-nilly. We need to know why these behaviors are occurring so that our interventions are the most effective that they can be, while taking into considerations why our kiddos are engaging in these behaviors. So the next thing we're going to talk about are the four conditions of a functional analysis. So a functional analysis is a very structured, kind of scientific approach to determining these functions of our kiddos or our clients or our consumers' behaviors. So there's four different conditions that we're going to talk about: a play condition, which is kind of like an alone condition, a control condition, a condition where they are left alone, and a condition with a lot of demands present, and then a condition where their behavior gets reinforced, possibly through attention. So the first condition that we're going to talk about is the play condition. This is usually used as kind of like a control situation. The client or our consumer is given a variety of stimuli, quite possibly preferred stimuli, and this is considered kind of the control environment. So what would this client be doing if there were no demands, there was no attention, but they were in kind of an enriched environment with things that they find fulfilling to be able to interact with? So this helps us to establish a baseline in a preferred and enriched environment for our clients. Our next condition that we're going to talk about is an alone condition. So essentially the participant is left alone in the study room or the observation room or whatever you guys have, and they will be left alone with no stimuli, including other people in the room. They will be observed from outside of the room. And we will track whether or not they are engaging in these behaviors while they are left alone in that condition. And that can help us to determine if possibly this behavior is being automatically reinforced. Our third condition is an escape contingent condition. So this is where difficult demands are being placed on the learner, our participant, our consumer, our client. These are demands that they have to put effort into that are considered not something in their mastered repertoire. And then upon instance of whatever target behavior you are tracking, demand and attention are removed for a set amount of time. I've seen usually quite often 30 seconds. The observer will go ahead and turn around, remove that attention, and remove those demands from that participant for about 30 seconds. After those 30 seconds, a new demand or the previous demand is replaced, and this helps us to see if those behaviors are possibly reinforced through escape. And then our last condition here is an attention contingent situation. So this is when the observer is in the room. Sometimes the stimuli will vary. Sometimes they'll have a little bit of kind of toys in the room, things like that. And then upon the instance of target behavior, attention is given to the participant. Quite often when I've seen these conducted, it's a sort of negative attention that they might receive for actually conducting these behaviors in a real world scenario. So for example, if the behavior in question is self-injurious behavior, the observer might say, "Oh no, look at you, you're hurting yourself. Stop doing that. Look at your hand. Look what you did," giving that kind of attention. And then this will see if those behaviors are possibly reinforced through attention. So again, in summary, we do our functional analysis to be able to determine the function of behavior so that we can then make function-based interventions in the future. And there's those four conditions that we use: play, which is kind of our control, alone, escape contingent, and attention contingent.